What's up, everybody? How you doing? It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha. Represent Mocha's Cafe de Paris, where you know I'm going to always serve you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Big ups to all of my subscribers. I definitely want to thank each and every one of you. I definitely owe y'all a thank you due to the fact I am close to 4,000 subscribers. And I definitely owe all of you a big thank you, because if it was not for you, my channel would have not been flourishing and doing as well as it is doing. So again, I definitely owe all of my subscribers a big thank you, because of each and every one of you. I'm almost at my 4,000 subscriber mark. I'm just 5 subscribers away and I will be at 4,000 subscribers. So again, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking out with me. Definitely appreciate all my subscribers for always having my back, always looking out for me, representing for me. So again, I want to thank all of you guys and all of you ladies for being very loyal and dedicated to my brand. Again, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I'm very grateful for y'all loyalty to my brand. So just thought I would mention that. The second thing I wanted to mention, I am located in the area where Dorian hurricane was supposed to strike, and it did not, so we was able to dodge that bullet, fortunately. So we were supposed to be one of the states within a low county that was supposed to be impacted by Dorian, and God had grace and covered us, and we didn't experience any amount of damage. So I'm very grateful, because I am one of the few that did not evacuate. We were told to evacuate, but I can't speak for everyone else, but I'm a firm believer in God, and I feel that when it is your time to go, it is your time to go. Running from situations is not going to prevent you from having to avoid that fate, and I'm just a believer in that. So I was one of the few that chose to stay. Me, my mom, my husband, mostly everybody in my family, nobody evacuated. And we had opportunities to do it, but like I said, I'm a strong believe in God. So, I felt like, hey, if that's the case, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So, um, I didn't run from it. Now, ironically, I want to kind of share this little story with y'all before I went on in today's topic and today's recipe. Because I have a Facebook account. I'm on Facebook all of the time. That's how I keep up with what's going on in the social media world. Big ups to everybody that's entering the chat room. Appreciate you for coming in. And I remember when the storm had passed us, when the hurricane Dorian had passed us, I went on Facebook, right? And I had made a comment about the storm. And basically, my comment was, uh, I decided to stay here because I know God is going to cover me. He's going to look out for me and my family. And sure enough, that's what God did. He kept us. I said something in the lines of, those of you who chose to evacuate, be careful because you could be running from one problem and running into something much worse. Because I know people who have evacuated, and some people have gotten into car accidents, some people have gotten into fatal car accidents leaving. So sometimes you can leave a situation and run into something just as bad or worse. It happens, because like I said, if it's your time, it's your time. There's really nothing you can do about it. So basically, I posted the little comment on there and stated that those of y'all who are evacuating, be careful, because what they were doing, y'all, they was breaking into houses and stuff around here. A lot of the people who evacuated, their homes and stuff got broken into. So I left a comment, letting everybody know who had evacuated, that they were breaking into houses and things of that nature. So be careful, blah 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 blah. So as I post this comment, of course, there comes this single mother who decided, for whatever reason, she wanted to comment up under my comment. I'm gonna see. Matter of fact, I'm going to read exactly what I put. Let me find it. Let me find it. Let me find it. Let me find it. Because this is my point before I go into today's topic, that Black women have an offense filter. Black women are so quick to get offended about things that are not even worth getting offended about. It's always, we have, Black women have such an offense filter where they feel like they have to address any and every comment or any and every situation they feel is related to them. You know, so this is just a point in case to prove that a lot of Black women have a problem with always addressing issues that's not even worth addressing, because again, they have such a darn offense filter. Now, this is what I posted. I posted, my God is a God that never fails. My mother told me to trust him regardless. When it's your time to go, there's no way of escaping it. Life is full of storms that many of us can't run from. I wasn't able to go. I wasn't able to afford to go, so I had no choice but to stay and trust in my God. Had it been his will, he would have provided us with the sources to go. So evidently it wasn't meant for us to leave. I didn't have the money, but I do have God. I'm just glad that those who left are okay and those who stayed and gave it to God are okay too. Please check on your homes. Many folks have been breaking into your homes for those that left. Sometimes you try to escape just to run into something far worse. Those who left, be careful, because anything can happen on those highways. Lord, you teaching me every day that when you can't do anything, to be still. My heart still aches for the residents of the Bahamas. Okay, I didn't feel in that comment that I said anything out of pocket. I don't feel like I said anything to step on anybody's toes. I don't think I said anything to make anybody feel some type of way. So, of course, here comes this single mom Here comes this single mother who decided that she had to make a comment underneath what I said. She stated, I stayed until yesterday. The thought of being in the house with two toddlers with no power, no Peppa Pig, no, I wasn't doing it, and there's no power at my house. It wasn't about it wasn't out from the storm on my end, because one thing about life and death is destined for all of us. So basically, she was trying to justify her reason for why she was leaving, for her reason for why she evacuated, um, leaving Savannah. So my thing is, okay, what are you telling me for? If you choose to evacuate, that is your decision. So automatically, I had got a sense she felt some type of way, because a lot of the people who evacuated and left Savannah, they was getting real petty on Facebook, y'all. They was getting real petty because basically everybody who stayed and decided not to evacuate, everybody who stayed and posted on Facebook, yeah, we're good, we're fine, everything worked out, we didn't have to leave, blah blah blah. So those who left, those who decided to evacuate, they got offended by those of us who did not evacuate and was saying how, everything worked out, we're good, we didn't suffer any damage. So basically, all of those who left, who did choose to evacuate, they got offended. They got upset at those of us who stayed, because a lot of them, I understand a lot of people was frustrated during evacuation. You had to spend money you didn't want to spend. You had to pay for hotels, you had to pay for gas, and then a couple of these places been doing gas gouging and hotel gouging. A lot of these places, they take advantage of those who of us who, when we choose to evacuate. So basically, um she just had to comment and make a reply and explain to me, even though I don't know her from a can of paint and she doesn't know me from a can of paint. She had to explain to me why she chose to evacuate with her kids, because evidently, I guess she has several of them. So she had to make it clear to me why she chose to evacuate. And I'm like, look, if you chose to evacuate, that's your personal business. Why you on here explaining to me? Why you got to comment to me? Because I had enough faith in God to choose to stay behind, and you wanted to leave for whatever reason, which is none of my business. But you're upset at me and a few other people who chose to stay, and you in your feelings, I guess, because you done spent money you didn't want to spend. I don't know, whatever the case was. But I say all that to say this, because the story is really pointless. It's not even part of the topic that I'm going in, but I needed to share this with y'all. That a lot of us as Black women, we have a problem with an offense filter. We have a problem with, yeah, that's very true, Dallas. They've been doing that. And a lot of people who evacuated, they was pissed off because they felt like they evacuated for no reason. You get what I'm saying? But my thing is, if you decided to evacuate and leave due to the safety of your children, then that is your decision. Why are you getting upset because other people chose not to evacuate, and now you feeling some type of way because you did evacuate and you spent all kind of money that you didn't want to have to spend and things of that nature? But anyway, that's irrelevant. My thing is this, is that we as Black women, we have such a offense mechanism, an offense filter. We are quick to become offended by everything. And we constantly feel the need to address any and everything that's pertaining to us. I've had single mothers who've gotten upset because I've done content on certain things, or women who are not married, or whatever the case is. They feel the need to have to address me and address my content every time I have an opinion, which is just an opinion, about single mothers and about single women to a certain degree. And a lot of these sisters will get offended. They will get offended. Now, if I would have been up here talking reckless about Black men, if I would have been going in on Black men and talking trash about Black men, most of these sisters wouldn't have a problem with it. But the moment I start addressing them or I say anything pertaining to their situation, they automatically get an offense filter. And I definitely get it. When things hit close to home, sometimes it does strike a nerve, and it can be hurtful. Especially if somebody's addressing something that is pretty much your situation. So it's cool, you know what I mean. I'm a content creator, so what's up, Sonnies? I expect these things to happen. You know, I don't take it personal. I don't expect a lot of these single moms and some of these single women to rock with what I do, because I know the truth hurts, and a hit dog a holler, you know what I mean. And my thing is, what a lot of black women have to understand is, if you would just keep your mouth closed, nobody would be able to pinpoint your situation. You can always tell a single mother, because she'll get upset when you address something about a single mom. Nobody wouldn't even know you was a single mother had you just kept your mouth closed, and had you not trying to be so argumentative in these chat rooms and in these YouTube streets. Nobody would even know your situation. Nobody would know you're a single mother. Nobody would know you have multiple baby daddies. Nobody would even know your situation if you just kept your mouth closed. But a lot of us as black women, we give ourselves away every time. We always make it obvious that the shoe fits us, because the moment somebody says something, we got to go in. You can always tell the plus size sister, because she's going to get mad if somebody makes a comment about plus size women. You can always tell a single mother, because she's going to get offended and got to argue with someone that makes a comment about single mothers. You can tell the woman that's lonely and can't get a man or whatever, she's going to get offended if somebody makes a comment about a woman not being able to get a man. As black women, we just make it too obvious that we are quick to be triggered. We have a lot of black women that are becoming grenades. They are blowing up and blowing everything out of proportion. They quit to get an offense filter. They'll quit to get angry. And I know the word that a lot of people been using in the YouTube streets is black women's attitude. I hear the word all the time. Black women have an attitude problem. Black women always got an attitude. We've been using that attitude word. We've been using that a little too long. And I don't like the word attitude, because to me, it's like you're trying to pamper a black woman's emotions. When you try to say, she got an attitude. No, it's not an attitude. It's called anger. It's called frustration. And the majority of us as black women, the reason why a lot of us have quote unquote attitudes, which are really not attitudes, they're anger, is because a lot of us are miserable with the circumstances that we have placed ourselves in. Let that sink for a moment. Oh, why my phone is not charging. Let me get another charger, y'all. Just one moment, because my phone is dying. Okay, I'm back. I had to get another charger. As I was stating, what's up, Nadia? What's up to all everybody into the chat room, to all of the fellas, all of the ladies? Now, let me make sure I put my tag up here before I get a cyber harlot, before a cyber harlot comes in here and tries to create chaos. Let me make sure I put my tag, because you know we got some sensitive females, some sensitive incel females, online Jezebels. If it does not apply, you don't have to reply. Okay? So just make sure I put that out there. I'm not talking about all black women, just messy black women, chaotic black women who like to create conflict on YouTube or in their personal lives. That's what I'm pertaining to. Okay? So if the shoe fits, wear it. If you're getting offended by it, it's evidently because you know there's some truth. That rings to it, because you will not be getting offended by something if it didn't relate to you. Who, think about it. Who's going to get offended by a lie? Okay. So again, as black women, that is something that a lot of us have to start working on. We have to work on not being so quick to have an offense filter. A lot of us as black women, we give ourselves away because we like to be very argumentative. We like to argue when somebody steps on our toes, when somebody says something that's relating to our current situation. And again, we're always trying to make light of it, and we call it an attitude. Oh, she got an attitude. She don't have no attitude. She's angry because she's made a lot of unpleasant decisions that she's stuck with having to deal with. And I believe the majority of us as black women, we are very angry, which is the reason why we're so quick to lash out, which is the reason why we're so quick to get in our feelings and to get angry, is because a lot of us are just stuck with decisions that, bad choices basically that we made. A lot of us are stuck with those decisions, and instead of just dealing with it, we will take those issues out on anybody who comes into anybody we encounter with. If I'm a single mother, for instance, if I'm a single mom, and I'm not saying all single moms are miserable, and I'm not saying all married women are happy. That would be that's a hypocritical statement. I'm not generalizing all black women and putting all black women in one box, but the truth is that a lot of us, we know we are miserable within our own rights, and it's easier for us as black women to take our venom, to spit our venom out, and take our frustrations out on people who say anything that relates to our situation or whatever. So yeah, absolutely. I gave a lot of wrenches. Yeah, Dallas. I could have sworn I gave Dallas a wrench. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna have to give Dallas a wrench. I thought I gave him one, but I'll make sure I have that done next time. What's up, Era? So yeah, a lot of us as black women, like I stated, we need to work on our fence filter. Just because somebody's talking about single moms, you don't have to comment on it. If you know you are a good single mother and you taking care of your children, then let it be. Hey, why do you have to go in every chat room getting in your feelings with everybody that has to say something about single moms? If you know you're not married or you don't have a man, why are you getting offended with women who do have a man? Why are you trying to target or address people who are in the opposite situation from yours? If you are really happy with your situation, do you? Don't let any woman for that matter make you feel bad about your situation. If you are happy with where you are, then so be it. So anyway, let me get on with today's topic. I thought it was very imperative that I did this particular recipe because I seen an article on this and I thought it was very interesting. And today's recipe is beware of unstable single moms with teenage sons. That is on today's recipe. I thought it was imperative that I discuss this. Exactly, Sonny's. There's a need to be slow to speak and quick to hear. Exactly. There's too many of us as black women. We got offense filters. You don't have to comment. You don't have to address every woman you feel like, every man you feel like has something to say about a woman that fits the situation that's probably being discussed. Okay, if you know you're a good single mom, so what? If you know you chose not to be married for whatever reason, so what? I mean, why do you have to go around and address it in everybody's chat rooms and address it in all these man spaces? If you go up in a man space, 9 times out of 10 a man is going to say something about single mothers. When you go in certain you go in certain channels or certain platforms, some of these guys, they're going to go in on us. So sometimes you get what you look for when you go in certain man spaces. And some of them have, like I said, a lot of these cyber harlots, which I was talking about yesterday. If y'all did not view my content yesterday, please make sure y'all check out Cyber Harlots. I gave a lot of insightful information about these women on the YouTube streets that are basically manipulating their way into man spaces on YouTube, and basically, they're going from man space to man space, creating cause chaos, creating drama. They're getting into it with male subscribers getting into it with female subscribers, because they're trying to get in good with the popular male content creators. Make sure y'all check out that content from yesterday. I gave a lot of you men who have your own content, I gave y'all a lot of resourceful information so y'all don't become caught up with these cyber harlots, these females that are going in man spaces and creating chaos and drama. So I know for a fact that's going to help a lot of you male content creators. So make sure you check that out. I really believe that's resourceful information for you. But anyway, not everyone is mad. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Adia. Not everyone needs a response to master your emotions. Black women, y'all need to cut that mess out. Y'all need to cut it out. Cut it out. You need to cut it. A lot of y'all need to cut that shit out. Grown women up here getting mad and getting triggered over nothing. If it doesn't fly, let it up. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. It's as simple as that. You don't have to comment on everybody that got a comment about women who fit your situation. So what? Like for real. But moving right along. I want to talk about this men dating single mothers who have sons, who have teenage sons. I thought it was very imperative that I discuss this due to the fact that there are a lot of challenges with dating single moms. Again, if it doesn't apply, you don't have to reply, let it fly. Some single mothers, they handle their business. They're not looking for a captain save them. They handle their responsibilities, they take care of their children. They're not looking for a janitor. Not every single mother is looking for a janitor. They're not looking for a man to clean up her mess. She's handling her business. She's taking care of her responsibilities. So again, what's up, poetic? What's up, poetic? Poetic. Hey, girl, how you doing? Yeah, that's one of the ladies that's part of my anti-fuckery panel team. Her and classic Ruby, of course. Same ladies who've been solid with me for a long time or whatever. So she's definitely one of my main chicks. So anyway, um it's a lot of challenges, especially with single mothers that are unstable. Did you hear that, black ladies? Did you hear that, black women? I said unstable single moms. So don't come up in here in the chat. Why are you talking about all single mothers? Who are you to judge? Who are you to judge? Because black women, we love to use that line. Who are you to judge? Who are you to judge? How you're going to judge me? Some of these black women, they got to come up in here and start a ruckus for nothing. Didn't even hear the whole subject, but will come in here and catch a piece of the content. Who are you to judge? Who are you to judge? What about your man? I love my sisters, boy, but some of y'all just be doing the most. Y'all don't want nobody talking about y'all situation. Y'all don't want nobody saying nothing about y'all. Who are you to judge? And if they don't know you, now they got the makeup stuff. You know what I'm saying? They got the makeup stuff. You probably got problems in your house. Your man probably cheating on you. I'm telling you, if these women know you are in a relationship, they like to attack your relationship. A lot of these single women, they will attack your relationship if they don't have one. You don't know what your man is doing. Well, hell, you don't have a man to know what the hell yours is doing. How about that? That's why I hardly have any female friends, y'all. They don't like me because I will call them out. I have very little female friends. They don't like my ass. Okay, so anyway, all right, back into this topic, y'all. I wanted us to talk about these single moms with teenage sons. It's a lot of, as you already know, in the black community, there's a majority of single parent households. The majority of these households are being ran and operated by Black women, due to the fact that some of them, not all, let me put this again, if it doesn't apply, you don't have to reply, let it fly. All right. But if the shoe fits, wear it and lace them up. Okay. So, um, some of these single moms did not look to be in situations. It was something that just kind of happened. For instance, I would give a single mom a pass if she was married and the husband died or he passed away. That was not her fault. She became a single mother, unfortunately, by a tragic situation that she had no control over. So if she was a mother who husband died, he died in an accident or he died because he was in Afghanistan fighting the war, something like that. This content doesn't pertain to her, that wasn't her fault. If she was a single mother and she was married and the man ended up incarcerated, he got locked up in prison because he was doing things that wasn't right. She tried to warn him and tried to tell him to get his life right, and he wouldn't, and he got incarcerated. It's not her fault. In other words, it's going to be certain circumstances where single mothers did not put themselves intentionally in a situation to be a single mom. So if you are one of those moms or you divorced your husband, that's a different story. This content is not pertaining to you. You divorced him. Maybe he was physically abusive. He was messing around on you. He was being disrespectful. You didn't want your children in a toxic environment, witnessing a toxic situations in your marriage. So you divorced your husband. This content is not for you. So the situations that I just spoke upon, these single moms are exempt. Okay, because you was married, you lost your husband, whatever, whatever. Or if you wasn't married, you and the man was in a long-term relationship. Y'all had plans to get married. But for whatever reason, he reneged on his promise or whatever. I could somewhat give you a pass. I can't give you a full pass, but I could somewhat give you a pass because some of these men are liars. Some of them will lie and will gas you up and make you believe they're going to be there for you. They're going to take care of you. So if it's a situation like that, I guess I can go ahead and give you a pass. But now that we're done with all of that, these single moms who intentionally put themselves in a situation to be single moms, you got knocked up by a dude hoping he was going to leave his wife, hoping you was going to get him to wife you. You got pregnant based on malicious motives. You and him did not make an agreement. You and him did not sit down and discuss that this is something you both wanted. You basically got pregnant on the strength of desperation. You was desperate. You did not want the dude to leave you. You was afraid he was going to leave you, so you got desperate and decided to get pregnant to keep him, or you knew the dude was already involved with somebody. You was just a side chick, and because you really wanted this man to leave whoever he was with and you decided to get knocked up, if you pulled any of these stunts like this, then you know why you're in a situation. Or not even that, you ain't even got to be messing with somebody's man. If you was a single woman having sex with a single man who was not your husband, who you did not have a connection with, y'all was just kicking it, and you decide to get pregnant with him because you was having a casual sexual relationship with him, then guess what? You laid down with him single, so therefore you put yourself in a position to become a single mother. So I can't give you a pass on that because this dude was not fully committed to you before you decided to have sex with him. So now you assume because you have a child that's going to make him committed to you. Nope, it doesn't work that way. Okay, so now that we're done with all of that, getting down to the steak and the potatoes of the situation that's at hand. Now, I was on Facebook, and this guy did a very interesting article talking about these single mothers with teenage sons. And I thought it was very, very interesting because he really spoke of some actual factual facts, which made a lot of sense. What's up, T193U, and everybody else who's coming in or whatever. He basically made a lot of significant points in this article that I'm getting ready to read to y'all. And I think this is something that a lot of men need to be aware of, and ladies as well. Women who have teenage sons, because you may be a mother and you may have a teenage son, and you may don't think what you're doing is going to hinder you from possibly getting a relationship or getting a connection with a man. So it's just based on how you receive the message. Either as a black woman, you're going to get offended by this content and you're not going to receive it and miss out on your blessing, or you could be the type of woman that says, you know what, I may could learn from this. Let me put all my personal animosity and personal grudges aside and let me listen to this message and may be resourceful, because just because you're a single mom, it does not mean all hope is gone. Believe it or not, there are some men out there that are willing to pick up where the last man left off. So it all depends on how you carry yourself as a woman. If you got the right type of spirit, you got the right type of vibe, you can get a man that's willing to love you and your children based on the way you carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? But as a single mother, you got to work 20 times harder to prove that you're valuable, because you're already coming into a situation with a lot of baggage. You get what I'm saying? So you have to stand out and be different from the average woman to prove that a man would even be willing to take a gamble on you, being that you already have baggage and you already got responsibilities. So the last thing a single mom needs to do is have an attitude or be nasty or be bitchy, because you already got a strike against you because you coming in a man's life with baggage. Okay? So the last thing you need to do as a single mom, you single mothers, you unstable single mothers, last thing you need to do is walk around here with an attitude and a sense of entitlement, like you got it like that and you can get any man you want. Because the truth of the matter is, you cannot get any man you want, because you already are coming into a situation with excess baggage. So what you need to do is chill, humble yourself, learn how to be loving, learn how to be womanly, be feminine, and not so masculine, and you will be able to get men that will actually pay attention to you for what you have to offer. Now, I'm going to read this article from this gentleman about dating. Beware of single mothers with teenage sons. It's not a long article and it's very interesting. So I promise you, I will not bore you. I will not put you to sleep. This was a really good article. The article is Beware of Single Mothers with Teenage Sons. One of the biggest misconceptions out there about dating is that it is easier to deal with a woman with older children than a woman with younger children. At least with the younger children, if you can get into a serious relationship with their mom, they will grow up around you and you will really know them. Man, it's hard as hell to come into the life of a single mother with teenage kids. Sure, it's easier to slide off with her, have fun, and do the damn thing, but it's much more hectic settling down with her and deciding to have a real relationship. Always remember, you can't have a committed relationship with a single mother without being involved with her kids. Exactly. So, to all the guys out there, realize that if you decide to deal with a single mom and she has children, it is a package deal. Do not think that you can separate only dealing with her and never having to deal with her children. Do not fall for the okie dokie, because some of these single moms will tell you, I don't need a man to help me take care of my kids. I got it all under control. I work, I provide for mine. I don't need no man. Don't fall for that. I'm going to tell all you guys now, do not fall for that, because what's going to happen is the longer the relationship gets serious and it progresses, at some point in time, this single mom is going to look for you to do something for her child. Okay, even if it means just picking her kids up from school. Her paycheck may be short that week, so she may need you to lend her some dollars or do something for her. Once you become her man, she's going to look for you to be a father to her children. Do not fall for that mess that I don't need a man to help me take care of my kids. It's bull. She's going to look for you to do something. Because the moment you don't, she's going to feel some type of way. I'm going to be honest with you. Even women who don't have kids or going to look for you to do something, okay? If you and your woman are in a real relationship and y'all together, y'all solid, and y'all decide y'all going to be together, and she doesn't have any gas in her car, and she comes to you and say, I got to go to work, I don't have no gas in the car, you being her man, she's going to look for you to provide and say, okay, baby, no problem, I got it. Here's my card. Go fill your tank up. So if a woman with no kids is going to look for you to do something, you think a single mother with children is not going to look for you to contribute? So don't fall for that lie that she does not need your help, because she's going to need your help at some point. Now, it may not be all the time, but she's going to look for your help. So don't fall for these single women. I don't need no man to help me, because she's going to look for you to help her, especially once you become her man. Now back to this article. Uh he says, man, it is hard as hell to come into a life of a single mother with teenage kids. Sure, it's easy to slide off with her, have fun, and do the damn thing, but it's much more hectic settling down with her and deciding to have a real relationship. Always remember, you can't have a committed relationship with a single mother without being involved with her kids. Are you even up to that? Teenagers are a struggle, period. But girls aren't that bad. Most of the time, that's their mother's fight. So most of the time, women with female women who got daughters, single mothers who got daughters, the challenging is not as bad. But even with that, you still have to be careful, because some of these teenage daughters, they run over their mothers too. So either way, it's iffy, but it's even more complicated if she has a son. Most of the time that's their mother's fight. They are likely to be chill with you. The teenage daughters is likely to be chill with you if they associate with you at all. But boys, man, that's a problem, especially if his mom raised him as the man of the house. If his mom and dad have a civil co-parenting arrangement, he's more likely to be civil, although he still might not take to you. But if he's been tasked all of his life with protecting his mom, he will be apprehensive. He won't trust you, and he damn sure ain't listening to you. You better hope he's a mild mannered kid. But if he's her protector, you might as well get up out of there. She has a man in her life, which is her son. Until she puts him in his place and sets boundaries that he is her child, she'll never have a successful relationship. But this isn't your battle, guys. Your only job is to recognize the signs and get up out of there. If she brings you home to meet him for the first time, and he looks in your face with a stern voice asking, "Who is this, mom?" Man, you're in for some problems. And don't even think that because he's 15 or 16, you only got 3 years to deal with this. Nah, bro. They remain her children for life. And he's always going to be like that. Even when he moves out at 25, don't even do it to yourself. If you're going to get with the single mom, make sure her children are young enough to have you in their lives while they grow up, or that she has all girls. Damn, he going in. LOL. But I always tell you to start your own family so you don't have to deal with this. Woo! It's kind of hot in here. My moderators be on deck, because we may have a single mom cyber harlot who's going to come in here talking reckless. This is a touchy subject, but this guy spoke actual factual facts. This is very, very, very true. Um, Sosa says, I dated a woman with a 14-year-old daughter. She was the man of the house. It took years to get along. Oh, I can concur with that, Sosa. I'm sure it's not true it's no more truer with doggone teenage daughters. Because even me and my husband, we have had many challenges with my teenage daughter. And my daughter is my husband's biological child. But even still, I've had to intercede in between the both of them many times. And there's been times he had intercede between me and her, because she was just, I mean, oh my gosh, she was just really, really getting out of pocket. I tell you, when these teenagers get to that point in time when they start smelling themselves, I mean, you got to have your guns and your chain and your bullets, man, because these kids are something else. I got to grab my charger again. 1 second. I tell you, everything around here is down. My iPad is trying to down me and all of that. Just I got like 4 or 5 damn devices running at one time. My laptop, my iPad, and then my damn Android phone. Let's see. Okay, let me charge this damn thing up because it's about to just disconnect. Okay, so the reason why I said this guy definitely spoke a lot of points because what you a lot of what has gone on in the black community, especially with these single mothers, um, that have had to wear the hats for a long extensive period of time. Whenever you're dealing with a woman that's a single mom and she has had to wear both hats, she had to be mom and dad, especially when she has sons. I'm noticing a lot in the black community that a lot of these black single moms who have sons, they are basically using their sons as replacements for husbands. I call these young men Hubsons. Hubsons. Basically, she makes her husband her son. She makes her son her husband. Basically meaning she gives him masculine roles to fulfill in the household because that's her way of replacing the fact that she doesn't have a husband, she's not married, or she doesn't have a man. So a lot of these single moms, what they do is they gravitate towards their sons, and it's good, but it's bad. Now I'm gonna start with the good. The good part, it really depends on how she handles the situation as a mother. Now if she's teaching her son how to just be a young man, she's giving him chores around the house, she's giving him responsibilities like take out the trash, clean your room, she makes him work a little job at the grocery store, he's bagging groceries, she's teaching him how to be a young man at an early age because maybe she doesn't want him to be a bum ass dude like his father, or she doesn't want him falling into the statistics of being a young black man that's not doing something positive with his life. So she's making him become a young man. That's one thing. It's one thing as a single mother to raise your son how to become a young man, but it's another thing when you're raising your son to become the man. Are y'all following me? Do you feel me? There's a difference. I'll repeat that again. It's a difference between raising your son how to become a young man versus making him the man. And a lot of you black women, a lot of you black single moms, y'all are faltering in this. Y'all are messing these young black men up because you're giving them these masculine responsibilities. But the problem is, as black women, you're giving your young son masculine responsibility, but he still has the mindset of a little boy. Okay, and this is how that man-child syndrome comes about. This is how the man-child syndrome comes about. We have a lot of young black men that are all screwed up because their single mothers gave them these masculine responsibilities, but you have to realize your son is still emotionally underdeveloped. He has not been out there enough in the world to know how to balance, how to be a man. So you can basically um what's the word, you can hinder his growth, or you can miss and redirect. You can make his growth dysfunctional. Okay, that's basically what I'm saying. A lot of single black mothers have made their young black sons dysfunctional because they're giving him manly roles and he's still in process of developing. Okay, he's, in other words, he's still a child. I don't care if your son is 15, 16, 17 years old. He is still a child. He's not ready for you to make him the man of the house to where he's making decisions. Now, if you got him taking the trash out, that's cool. He's working a little part-time job, that's cool, because you're teaching him how to be responsible. But you're allowing him to tell you what to do, all because you're trying to fulfill the void of not having a husband. Okay. And not only I'm noticing that is going on a lot in the black community with these single mothers, but what I'm noticing is some of these single moms, they're starting to have inappropriate attraction towards their sons. For instance, No mother should be talking about how sexy her son is. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. No single mom should be talking about how sexy her son is. You should not be talking about how sexy his body is. You should not be talking about how fine your son is. To me, that's some type of incestuous behavior. I've seen a lot of these single moms on Facebook posting pictures of their sons with their sons' shirts off, bragging about how fine and sexy they are. And then some of these women have the audacity to call their sons they man crush Monday. What's up, Omega? Wonderful Watson, how you doing? Giving them what was like giving a newborn a married newborn. Exactly, a porterhouse steak to eat. That's what I'm saying. They're not ready for it. They're not ready for it. And the reason why this is going on, y'all, is due to the fact that these women, they've already given up on the fact they cannot get a husband. They cannot find anybody to commit to them. So they have just learned to replace that with their son. They're letting their sons fulfill the void of not having the husband or the man who they truly want. That is what we're up against. And one thing about a lot of us as Black women, where we struggle is that we are so quick to replace our pains with something versus dealing with our pain. We try to replace it. Like for instance, I'm gonna give y'all some examples. Some of us as Black women, we already don't feel we're valuable enough to be married. So what how we deal with that, how we deal with the disappointment and the pain of never being able to master being a wife, we just become baby machines. We just become baby makers. I can't get a husband, so guess what? I'll just keep making babies. That'd be my way to replace the pain and the rejection of not a man not seeing me as valuable enough to be his wife. So instead, I'll just opt to be his baby mama. Or if we're in pain with the fact that we can't it's another scenario that I was trying to use. If we can't get a husband or we can't get in a relationship and there's not enough men, there's not enough dudes that are checking for us, that want to be with us, that want to invest in us, what we'll do, we'll just replace it with our sons. And as Black women, we have that has been the strategy a lot of us has opted for. When we're in pain or we feel like we can't accomplish something, we will just replace it with something else versus just dealing with the fact that, okay, this is an area I have not been able to accomplish in, but I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to better myself so that way I can become more valuable. That way I can draw a man to me that's willing to invest in me and willing to have a future with me. A lot of Black women that are in pain, they will just find a replacement. They'll replace their pain with something. And that is something a lot of us are doing because we are in denial. We don't want to face the rejections of life. We don't want to deal with the things that we have not been able to accomplish. So instead, we just replace it. Um so it says another thing they deny when their son could possibly be and be, you know what, and it happened to my cousin. Yeah, a lot of that goes on. A lot of that. So absolutely, absolutely. Till it comes all the way out in full fruition, then she has no choice but to accept it. That happens a lot. So you're absolutely right on that. Uh my other point is this. Um there's, as I was stating, because I know I went somewhere else, but there's too many of us as Black women. We're overly attracted to our sons. And I know that y'all, I'm not the only one who has observed that. I'm sure a lot of you in this chat room have observed women, single mothers, being infatuated with their sons. When you're talking about how sexy your son is, that's a sickness. It's one thing to say I got a handsome son. It's one thing to say I have an intelligent son. But when you go to talking about how sexy and fine and you're describing his body parts, I've seen some of these sickos do it. Oh, my son got a big package. Any woman who get with my son, he gonna be she gonna be happy. She gonna be lucky. Are you sick? We have some inappropriate. It's a lot of black single mothers that have some inappropriate, incestuous tendencies with their husbands, meaning their sons who they treat as their husband. You put that in here. Hub sons. We have a lot of that going on in the black community. Okay. Now, this I'm going to go into the elements of why some of these women are so infatuated with their son. Most of the time, you have to realize a son has a lot of his father's physical attributes. In other words, most sons are a carbon copy of their fathers. Okay? So her son is going to resemble the father, meaning her son, he's going to have the father's looks. He's going to be a young version of who she used to date, of who she used to screw. Her son is a carbon copy of the man she used to screw, and in many cases, the man that she is still in love with. Her son is a miniature of the man that she was once in love with, or who she once had feelings for. Okay? So 9 times out of 10, she knows her son's father. He does not want her. He does not want to be with her. He does not want a relationship with her, especially if her son's father is married or if he's in a relationship. She pretty much knows it's a done deal. She would never stand a chance with getting with him ever again in life because he does not want her. Thank you very much. So, what better way if you can't have Coca-Cola, then you just have to opt for Pepsi. You got to get the next best thing. So, believe it or not, some of these single mothers, as much as they like to bitch and moan and say it's not true, a lot of them are still in love with the fathers of children. A lot of them are still, a lot of them not going to admit that. They're not going to admit it because, the majority of them are not going to admit to anything anyway. But the majority of them are still in love with the child's father. They can't have them. So they'll put all that love into the son. They'll replace it with the son. That's what they do. I know I'm going to lose a lot of brownie points on this one. Oh, yes. These women are sick and their sons need to leave their mamas as soon as he's able to. Now, it's some more perimeters that I'm going to add to this, because a lot of these women who pull a stunt, they do end up regretting it. They end up regretting it because what tends to happen with these single moms who put their teenage sons on a pedestal, what tends to happen is these teenage sons tend to get so out of pocket to where their own sons start manhandling them. Their sons will start handling them like as if they mamas are their woman. I've seen this. I've seen women who have allowed their teenage sons to be the man, and the moment she tries to mother him, especially when he gets out of pocket with her, or if he gets out of pocket with her new man, and she tries to mother her son, who she has allowed to be the head of her household, and she tries to mama him and tells him, oh, you need to stay in your place as a child, or you don't need to this, you don't need to do that. What ends up happening is that same young man who she treated as her husband, he will raise up on her. He will raise up on her. Make sure y'all hit that like button, everybody. Please make sure you hit the like. It's only free. It doesn't cost any money. Appreciate that. Eventually, these sons who they make their husbands start handling them. In some cases, some of these sons physically have even physically handled their mothers. This happens in the Black community. And the reason these sons know they can get away with it is because there's not a man in the house to stop them. They know it. These teenage sons know that there's not a man that can stop him from beating on his mama or fighting his mama. And then some of these mothers, they don't have a good relationship with the father of their sons, so they can't even call the father of their sons and say, Lil JJ is getting out of control. Lil JJ, I'm having a hard time disciplining him. A lot of them, because they have burnt bridges with their fathers, with their sons' fathers, or they have given their sons' fathers a hard time, or they have always battled their father's sons. Most of the fathers don't even want to really get involved, even when the sons start raising up at the mother. And the reason why some of these men choose not to get involved, because she never allowed him to really be the man, and to allow that man to really have an active role in that child's life. And now, as soon as her son gets out of control, now she wants the biological father to step in and intervene, and it just doesn't work that way. You don't let this young man get away with disrespecting you for 30, 40, 50, 60 something years. And now, well, not that long, but you don't allow Joe Hudson to get away with disrespecting you for all of these years. And now you want his father to step in and father him. He's not going to receive his father. And then what pisses me off is that a lot of these Black women, when their Black sons don't even respect their biological father, they want to blame the father and say the father was a deadbeat. You should have been more active. You should have been more of a real father. You should have been a deadbeat. A lot of Black women are quick to blame the Black men every time their children fail them, or every time their children get out of hand on them. They are so quick to throw the word deadbeat around, when in actuality, a lot of these single Black mothers, they are the real deadbeats. Even if you have your child in your custody, it does not mean you're not a deadbeat ass mother. It's a lot of Black women who have it all misconstrued and think that only deadbeats are Black men. When the truth of the matter is, just because your children are in your household, just because you're getting welfare, food stamps, and child support, it does not mean you're a real mother. It only means that the government is aiding you and backing you up on your deadbeat ass behavior as a mom. Because it's a lot of Black women who really have it in their mind that they're great moms, and all of y'all are not. Now, if it does not apply, you don't have to reply. Some of y'all quick to go down there and when to file child support and when to file this and when to file that, when your children are still sleeping on a damn air mattress. You dressed up, your hair done, your nails done, you hitting the club every weekend, but ain't hardly no food in your kid's house. They've been wearing the same shoes for a year and a half till the shoes talking to them now. You have a lot of deadbeat mothers out here who can conceal their triflingness because the government helps a lot of these single mothers to conceal their trifling behavior. The government is going to give them housing so it doesn't look like she cannot afford to keep a roof over her child's head. The government is going to supply these single mothers with food so it don't look like she's not able to feed these children. A lot of these single moms are looking like they're real mothers based on the fact the government is supplying them with all of these things. They're not working for it. They're not earning it. The government is supplying it. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up, everybody. I appreciate that. It only takes a second. Appreciate it. Now, as I was stating, these Hubsons start raising up on their mamas, start fighting their own mothers, disrespecting their own mothers, putting their hands on their own mothers. And these women wonder why they cannot get their own male companion. Because no man wants to walk up in a situation and sees that her teenage son is running everything. Now, I've known somebody personally, because the truth is this: single moms eventually, I don't care how much they brag about being by themselves, eventually they are going to want a man of their own. I don't care what any of these single moms say. Don't believe the hype. Eventually, they are going to want a man of their own. I don't care what she says. Later for all of, I don't need a man right now speeches. Okay? So eventually, when she meets a man that has potential husband credentials, she's going to allow that man to come around. He's going to be coming to her home. She's going to be around her kids. And the moment her husband, her teenage son, feels like this man is going to take the place of him, this young man starts getting out of character. He does not know his place as a child. And guys, it's not this young man's fault. He does not know his place as a child because the mother has allowed him to be the man. She didn't raise him to be a young man. She gave him the privilege to be the man, which is why he does not know his place, and he would never ever respect your masculine authority because this single black woman, this single black mother has allowed him to get away with doing so much. And Paula says, yep, so true. Everything you're saying is true. Throw some affirmative action in there too. Some I handed everything on a silver platter. Absolutely. But it always backfires. Women who do this, it backfires. It backfires. If no one has subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. I'm 5 subscribers away from 4,000 subscribers. So if I get 5 subscribers today, I'm going to be 4,000 in subs. So please make sure you bless your girl channel, subscribe. I would appreciate that. Please make sure y'all hit up that thumb up because I'm giving y'all a lot of knowledge. I see 23 people in here, and I'm only getting like 3 or 4 likes. So I'm giving y'all a lot of insightful information. A lot of these females on YouTube is not going to put you on the game like I'm putting you on to it. Okay. So please make sure you look out for your girl and give me the thumb up. I'd appreciate that. If a man jumps in and it's not his kid, mama jumps in and intervene. Oh, exactly, Sosa. And this is what I say. This is why it backfires. Single mothers who allow their sons to have too much of a masculine position in the household, it backfires because what ends up happening is she misses out on getting a good man. She misses out on getting good relationships because she's going to scare a man off. I know what a son scares the men off. I know this one particular woman, once upon a time, she's married now, but she called herself trying to date because I don't care how sexy your son is, your son cannot please you like a real man. He can't. He can't. I don't care how sexy your son is. I don't care how fine your son is. He cannot please you. Okay? So eventually, What Jody, Jody mama said on baby boy, mama gotta live too. Mama got needs too. So she's gonna want a man. She's gonna want a penis of her own sooner or later. Okay? So what happens is because you allowed your son, you have allowed him to be your husband for so long, you get a man, he's gonna run your man away. And that's what happened with this female because she finally met a guy who she really liked, but she allowed her son to be the man for so long. And her son started getting disrespectful with her man. He was all in a business, you know. Anytime she had an argument with her man, which is normal, couples argue with their mates. That's normal because he's childish and immature. And then on top of that, she made him a man. He didn't understand that. You get what I'm saying? So what he did was he was intervening in every issue as if he was the mama's main man and he was treating his mama boyfriend like the mama boyfriend was a side dude. A lot of y'all sons will ruin your chances of you getting a man of your own to the point to where if you do look up and get a man, if you do look up and get one, your son is going to ruin that because what's going to happen is he's going to be intervening in every little conflict or issue you and your man have because he does not know his place as a child. Sorry about that. My voice doubled back. Let's see. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. So what ends up happening is your son is going to be treating your man like he's your side dude. That's what's going to happen. And this guy, once he saw that this woman had no control over her teenage son, that her teenage son was acting more like her husband than her son, that man, he had to walk away and leave her because the dude, he was already on probation. So what's up, Dion? What's up to everybody in the chat room? Appreciate y'all for coming in. The dude, he had to walk away and leave this broad. He said, I'm already on paper. He was on like probation. He said, I'm gonna end up hurting her son. And it's not worth the aggravation. It's not worth it. But you let me tell y'all something. But you know what else happens with these teenage sons? Let me tell you how they do their mamas. Let me tell you how they do them. How about this same young man who caused her to lose her man because she allowed her son to be the head of the household? How about as soon as he got a girlfriend, right? What you think happened? As soon as her son had finally got a woman of her own, they got a woman of their own. This same young man start mistreating his mama over his girlfriend or his baby mama. I've seen a lot of mamas who was diehard for their sons, couldn't get a man because of their sons, but as soon as their son meets somebody, they leave their mama. Now, mind you, she lost a relationship because her son was being overly dominant. So it scared men off. But as soon as this joker had got himself a woman, he allowed his girlfriend or whatever to disrespect his mama all kind of way. So what you single moms are not understanding, when you allow your sons to disrespect your man, or you allow your sons to run away every man that can potentially be a good mate, what eventually will happen is your son will not only disrespect them, but your son will end up disrespecting you. You don't let him get so far out of pocket with every guy you met. Now you can't get nobody. And now he's disrespecting you too. A lot of these single moms that have cuddled their sons, that would not take the nipple out their son's mouth. A lot of you single mothers that are still breastfeeding your sons and they over 18 years old. A lot of y'all still got the nipple in their mouth. These same sons turn around and disrespect you. And that's what happened. He turned around. What happened was her son ended up getting a beastie broad pregnant, a beastie broad, who not only disrespects him, but she also disrespects the mama, her. A lot of you women who got sons, eventually you let your son half his way too long, he's going to disrespect you, and whoever he hooks up with is going to disrespect you too. Because the young woman that he meets, when she starts dating him, dealing with him, she will see how much you get to run over she will get to see how much her son runs over you. She will get to see it, and she's going to play on that. A lot of women are miserable because their sons, baby mama, or girlfriend don't have no respect for her, and their sons won't do nothing about it. Go figure. So a lot of these women who let their sons get away with murder, these single moms, your own son is going to come right back and make you regret the day and the hour that you ever allowed him to have so much authority with your household. Because he's going to do whatever he wants to do, not only to your new man, but he's going to do it to you. He'll be having babies on you. It's a lot of single moms, they are miserable with their sons. Their sons are having all kind of babies on them, getting girls knocked up and pregnant every year, got their mamas keeping all of their kids for them. He don't work, he don't have a job. A lot of you single moms, y'all have created monsters. And y'all are stuck with these monsters that y'all have created because y'all have made y'all teenage sons your husband. That is a big problem in the Black community for single Black mothers. Y'all are creating these man child. But the crazy thing about it is you allow these teenage sons to be the man of your house, but they're not acting like young men. Half of them, y'all can't even get y'all sons to empty the trash. Y'all can't even get y'all sons to put gas in your car. He around here talking to you all kind of way like he your husband, because you made him your husband, your Hudson. It happens all of the time. And that is why men have to be very cautious going into a situation with women that have teenage children. Because a lot of these women have allowed their daughters to run the show too long, and especially in many cases, they have allowed their sons. Because the truth of the matter is, a woman cannot raise a son to be a man. It takes a man to raise his son on how to become a man. Now, this is not to say that your son cannot become successful or whatever just because you're the only one raising that child. But the truth of the matter is, when women are the ones that are raising these young Black men, these young Black men are the ones who adopt all of these single moms' feminine characteristics. That's why some of these grown Black men are overly emotional, because they have had Black single mothers who have also been emotional and chaotic and drama queens. They're the ones who raised them and implanted all of these feminine characteristics in their son. That's why when I see certain Black men, or when I see certain Black men acting emotional to where, they're screaming and hollering, and and fussing. All of those are black female characteristics. Whenever I encounter a black man who acts like that, he's overly emotional, he's argumentative, he has to yell to get his point across, he has to overtalk people to get his point across. That's feminine characteristics. When I see a man carry himself in that manner, the first thing I'm thinking is, was he raised by a single mother? Because there's no way in the world no grown man should be acting overly emotional like that. 6'3" Apollo says they have created straight up monsters. So true. Some will never get that boy off the titty. No, they won't. And you got some men in their 40s and 50s and still live with their mama. Still live with their mama. Got mama issues. Wonderful Watson says, can you say that for the deaf and dumb folks in the back? On her best day and my worst, she can't do for that boy what I can do. And eventually, trust and believe, these women, they know that, Wonderful Watson. They know that. Eventually, they gonna want a man of their own. But guess what? A lot of black women are going to miss out on good black men because y'all have made y'all sons, y'all husbands. So it's unfortunate that a lot of them are not going to get. They're not going to get guys. They're not going to get a man. They're not going to get a real companion. They're not going to get a husband because their son is their husband. And for those of them, and for those who are sitting up there lying and saying they don't need a man, a lot of that's a defense mechanism. Now, this is not to say that all black women are lying, because some black women are content with being by themselves. They're not thirsty. They done been through enough relationships. They just want to chill and they living their best life. But the majority of them, they be lying their behinds off. Era says, I've been raised by a single mother. I've had ideas of a man I came up with and I live with them. And over emotional is one of them. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Era, it's definitely a lot of black men who have been raised by single mothers, and they adopt their single mom's emotions. They move, they have a lot of mood swings, they get overly emotional, um they get mad and combative about stuff that a grown man shouldn't even get mad and combative about. A lot of that has to do with they were raised by a woman and there was not a man in the household. You need a man in the household, especially when you have a son, to give your son a masculine balance. Even if it's not the biological father, he needs an uncle, he needs some type of male role model, not an emotional male role model. He needs a real emotional, he needs a real masculine male model that's going to teach him how to balance his emotions. But when you're around mama all the damn time, you're going to mimic most of her feminine emotions. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. And that's definitely what's going on in a black community. um Again, I know, I will say this, there are a lot of single moms who have raised successful children. Their sons are successful, their daughters are successful. So not all single moms are deadbeat ass moms, but these unstable single mothers, they just breed a whole new batch of unstable children. um Other point I want to make is that the reason why the black community has a lot of the problems and issues that we have is because a lot of these single mothers, these black single mothers, and again, if it doesn't apply, you don't have to reply. These unstable black mothers, when their sons get out of control or their sons get out of hand, what ends up happening is she ends up getting rid of them. I've seen it happen. When she realizes her son is too much for her to handle, she will get rid of him. And this is what happens. These young black men come out in the black society. They become part of gangs. They partake in violent activities, all because of the woman who raised them to have too much masculine authority, and he abuses masculine authority. Now she don't want him. She done got rid of him. She done threw him out here for us to have to deal with. These young black men are the ones that are killing other young black men who are successful. These are the ones that are over flooding the correctional institution systems, all because they mothers created a monster. And when these mothers create a monster, they want to get rid of the monsters that they create. What's up, Stephanie Curry? Good to see you. Stephanie Curry says, I've dated mama's boys and they'll love to tell you how you'll never match up to their moms. It's terrible. And they aren't worth dating. LOL. Go date your mama. Yeah. And that's another thing, Stephanie. You brought up a good point. A lot of black women can't get real black men because of the type of black women who raise these black men. They have raised them to be mama's boys. Mama didn't make him get no job. Mama didn't make him pay no bills. Now he wants to go out here and live off of every woman the same way he lived off of his mama. A lot of these black men, young black men, got mama issues. Mama. Oh goodness. Yeah, they got mama issues. Because and that's another thing, as women, I advise you before you get in too deep and too serious with these men, see what kind of relationships they got with their mamas. If he goes around his mama and she pets him up and still changes his diapers and still checks his milk to make sure it's warm, you need to abort the goddamn mission. Get away from her. Get away from him. She's still doing his laundry and he 50 years old. Oh no. No, 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 no. Yeah, Wonderful Watson says over 80% of all black inmates have no relationship with their fathers. They were raised by their mamas. Yeah, yeah. We have a lot of that. It's a lot of that going on in the black community. I can contest. I can concur to the fact. I'm tongue tied today. I can concur to the fact that I've seen a lot of these single black moms. They create monsters, and when a monster gets out of control to the point to where they can't even control them, they get rid of them. I knew a woman personally who did this. She made her son her everything. She put her son on a pedestal. She always bragged on him, even though this young man clearly displayed signs that he was dysfunctional, clearly displaying that he had issues. A lot of these black single mothers, they know their children are troubled. They know their sons have anger issues. You see your son walking around the house punching on the wall for no reason, blowing up on you for no reason. Y'all know y'all sons have anger issues. And y'all will overlook this dysfunctional behavior. And when it gets too much for you, instead of you having enough, putting your pride aside, reaching out to that child's biological father. A lot of y'all don't want the fathers to have a say so because you're more concerned with the money. You're more concerned with the child support. You're more concerned with the money versus your child's well being. I know some women personally, they knew their children were in trouble, and they knew their fathers had better control over that child than they did. And instead of them reaching out to the fathers and saying, I need for you to have temporary custody, or I need to give you full custody because little JJ getting out of control, little JJ is having issues with them. They don't want to give their sons to the fathers because they know if they give the sons to their fathers, they're going to lose a child support check. So a lot of these young men are being deprived from having a good masculine teaching, all because some of these broads are more concerned with the dollar than the father. A lot of us as Black women, we are cheating our children out of having real solid fathers in their lives because we want the child support. And that's very true, Lizzie. Very true indeed. They're more concerned. That's the reason it has a lot of Black women. It has come back to backfire on us being greedy and only focusing on the dollar, because what has happened is a lot of y'all children have become so troubled till the dollar can't even help y'all. The child support can't even help y'all. When you have a troubled son, troubled daughter, especially sons in this case, that's talking back to you, raising up on you, manhandling you, you scared of your own goddamn son because you have learned to make him your husband instead of allowing his father to have a significant purpose in his life to teach him how to be a man. We have a lot of that going on. She basically, this particular female, her son got so out of control, she couldn't take him no more. She put him out her house. Now, granted, she had put this young man on a pedestal because she made him sexy. She made him believe he was God's gift to women and all of this other stuff. And basically, what happened was, what's up, King Ba? Her son got so out of control, she put him out the house. And when she put that young man out of the house, when she put him out and she got rid of him, that young man went out into society angry. This is a true story that I'm telling y'all. This is nothing I'm not making up for likes or for donations. This truly happened. She praised this boy and put him on a pedestal and made him her everything. But the problem is, what good is putting your child on a pedestal when you're not teaching them manners, you're not teaching them values, you're not teaching them morals, you're not teaching them respect. You're just putting these young men on a pedestal, and you're putting them on a pedestal based on their unethical bad behavior. So when this little boy got out of control on her, when he became 15, 16, she no longer wanted the monster she created. She put him out her house. He was in the streets, going from place to place to place. So she put this young man out angry. She put him back out into society angry. And in fact, he became so angry, he started doing all type of devilish things in the streets because, again, his mama got rid of him and she ain't want him no more. So she put him out in the streets, and what ended up happening was he started getting involved in all type of bad things to the point to where he ended up murdering another young Black man that came from a well-off family. This young Black man took his anger out on another young Black man. And this is a big, and I'm not saying this is the only reason we have so much violence in the Black community, because I know there's 1,000 reasons, but one of the main reasons is that a lot of these young Black men come out into society being angry because they expect the world. They expect the world to cater to them because these Black single mothers have catered to their sons for so long. Now they got this attitude. These young Black men got this attitude where society is supposed to cater to them. The world is supposed to revolve around them. A lot of you Black single moms, y'all have created y'all Black young sons as monsters because you have catered to them so much. Now they have this sense of entitlement. This young man felt like the world was supposed to work was supposed to revolve around him. And because it didn't, he took the life of another young black man. And now this other young black man who came from a very prominent family, he killed him. He murdered him, all because he was jealous that this other young black man had something he didn't have, which was a young black mother. And the child that he murdered, the child that he killed, he came from a very prominent family. He had a good black mother and a good black father. The young man he killed was going to be something. And what's going on, y'all, is a lot of these troubled young black men, they already have given up. They have accepted that they are losers. So what they will do is they will go out and kill and murder another young man who is about something. And that's what he did. He killed a young black man who had ambition, who was getting ready to become something. Now, this family has lost their son, who was going to be successful, and now he's incarcerated in prison for life. He's never been in prison before. First time going to prison, 16 years old, and he will never have a life again. All because his single black mother put him out there in society angry because she got tired of mothering him. A lot of these black mothers, they done got tired of mothering their own children, especially when their children get out of control on them. So they throw them out, they get rid of them. They let juvenile get them, or they let the streets get them. And these young people come out in the world society, and they come out of society angry. That's what we're up against. Appreciate that, Stephanie. Appreciate it very much. Thank you for the support, love. So that's what's going on, y'all. And that's why I felt it was imperative that I did this content. Beware of single mothers with teenage sons. More in particularly these unstable single mothers. These unstable single mothers. They putting these young black men out here, they throwing them out here trouble. They fetch them on society. They don't want them anymore. It's kind of like a female dog. Like a female dog have, like if, for instance, if you've seen a female dog give birth and she breeds a lot of puppies, she'll feed them and nurse them and let the puppies, get milk from her and all of that. And as soon as the puppies get too big, the female dog, she wants nothing else to do with her puppies once they get big. And that is what has happened. A lot of these single black mothers, when they puppies become bulldogs, become mean bulldogs, these single moms, they will get rid of their kids and they will throw them out here for us to have to deal with them. They throw them out here for the prison systems to have to deal with them. These are the same young men that are snatching your pocketbooks, that are shooting you, robbing you, all because they left their black single moms angry. She didn't put no real love into him. She didn't put no real knowledge into him. A lot of these young black men are leaving their single mothers' houses angry. And a lot of them ain't leaving by choice. They single moms got tired of them, or she got her a new man now. She don't want to be bothered with him. And it is what it is. That's what we're dealing with. Oh, Q, the young lady, the lady I'm talking about, she she wasn't I don't think she was getting child support. I don't think she was getting child support. No, she got tired of him. Her son became a monster. She created that monster and she got tired of him. She didn't want him no more. Because what happened was the son who she made her husband, he started becoming more and more and more disrespectful. She couldn't take him no more. She started hating her own son. That's what happened. So she put him out the house, Q, and he murdered another young man. He murdered him. So another young man that's in the grave is gone, and he's in prison for life. And now that he's in prison, guess what? She still don't keep up with him. She don't put no money on his books. She really calls and checks on them. It's like some of these black moms, I ain't trying to be funny. Some of these single black mothers, they be glad for the system to get their kids because now they feel like, phew, the problem is off my hands. They ain't got to take care of them no more. So a lot of them are happy. A lot of them be glad when prison get them. Now that he's in prison, she don't want no parts of him. She don't care anymore. Ain't her problem. It's real. It's real out here, y'all. It's real. It's real. But I'm gonna get ready to shut it down. I just thought it was very imperative that I did this particular content. Because this is an issue in the black community. We do have a lot of single moms that are raising their children to be monsters. Um, and you men that are dating these type of women, be cautious of them. Make sure these women are stable. Make sure that they allow their fathers, these kids have, if they are a single mom, make sure that the father is involved in their life. Because if she's the only one that's doing the raising and he's disrespectful, you see he's adamant, you see he talks back to her, you see he disrespects her, don't try to raise this young man. Don't try to take him up under your wing. That is her problem. It's not worth the aggravation. It's not worth the confrontation. Avoid these single mothers that are unstable, who do not have any control over their children. And same thing for you ladies. Don't deal with men who don't have any control over their baby mamas, who don't have any control over their damn kids. Goes both ways. I'm actually going to do content next time. I'm going to do content for women to beware of men who have too many baby mamas. We're going to discuss that as well. So whenever I decide to do that content, that's why you make sure you hit your notification bell, so that way when I do that topic, you won't miss out on it. Because also women also need to be cautious too, because some of these men out here ain't handling their business. They got too many baby mamas, and don't have enough of income to support all of these babies that they are making. And some of these men out here are looking for women who got good jobs, looking for women who they feel they can use to their advantage to help them with their baggage. And it's unfortunate that some of these women, we're not making the good decisions either, picking up men who have a lot of children for multiple women. I don't think it's a wise thing for women to do as well. But yeah, I just wanted to do this content. I felt it was imperative that I spoke on this. So I'm gonna get ready to shut it down because my mom has been calling me. But again, I am at 4,000 subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I'm so grateful for y'all. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. My subscribers, I have to give it to y'all. Y'all ain't no joke. When y'all see people coming in for Mocha, y'all be shutting it down. I don't even get a chance to say nothing. Y'all already be jumping in my fights for me before I can get my first punch in. I'm like, yo, Mocha subscribers are ruthless. Y'all won't let nobody get away with saying nothing when it comes to me. So I know I got some die-hard ass subscribers, and I appreciate that, y'all. So anyway, I'm gonna get ready to shut it down. This is your girl, Lady Mocha. Remember, I'm gonna always pour you a cup of truth, and I'm gonna always break you off with a slice of knowledge. Y'all be blessed, and y'all take care until next time. See y'all soon. Bye.